Here's your least favorite.
Okay. All right, there we go. So welcome everybody. We have quite a few people who joined us. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of your faces maybe when you're done eating dinner. But the purpose of our call tonight is for us to be able to get acquainted and introduce ourselves, hopefully get you plugged in so that you feel comfortable and feel part of this team and this group. And also because we just have a lot of people who are starting to work this business, have added their first ambassador, or are just kind of curious about the business. And so we thought it was timely to all come together and talk about the tools and the duplication that are going to help you to be successful. Answer your questions if you have questions, and just really have a productive hour for you. If you have a paper and pen, you may want to take a few notes, but we are recording it, so you'll be able to watch back as many times as you need. Rochelle has joined us, Julie has joined us, and why don't we start, Rochelle, if you want to introduce yourself and just tell us maybe just a little bit about your story, your journey.
Okay, I had a feeling you're going to put me right on the spot right away. That's lovely. Thank you, Kelly. I'm fully prepared for that. My name is Rochelle Maz. I am a senior Ruby ambassador under Julie, under Kelly. So I'm happy to be here with everyone tonight. I started Plexus not really knowing that I needed the products or needed all of this. And I am a natural sharer, maybe an oversharer. So that's how I got started on this journey, as I felt that the products were different and better, and I was feeling better than I had. So what I thought was normal for me, I learned was totally not normal. So I started sharing with my closest friends and family, and that's how this kind of took off. So not really intending on ever working the business or ever really knowing what I was doing. It was easy to do because the products work.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right? Just like an organic, journey. We're so glad that you're here. All right, Jules.
Okay. Hi, my name is Julie Stoughton. I am a senior Ruby ambassador. I've been with Plexus coming up on 3 years already in December. I started taking the products when a friend came to me and said, I've got this company, it's supplements, it's going to help us feel better, 60 days, money back guarantee, do this with me. So we locked arms and jumped right in and started with the triplex, loved it. Saw results pretty fast on the Slim, just with energy. I didn't really have any health concerns or health issues that I thought that Plexus could help me with, other than energy. And I've been blown away with my allergies are better. I've not had a headache in 2.5 months or 2.5 years. What else? Sleep is better, and my family is doing better, and it kind of blew up on me because I didn't really intend on selling. But then when you start feeling better, you love to talk about it and you love to share. And I started sharing with my family first and friends, and then I just had a nice team going. So then just went from there, and voila. 3 years later, here we are.
Right. I mean, so you kind of touched on one of the things that I wanted to mention. I think we're all familiar and have heard people just be hesitant and hedge. Well, I don't want to start because I don't know everything yet, and I don't want to share until I learn. And people are so afraid to be a beginner. And we really want for you to understand and to know that you're going to be a beginner at everything you do at some point. If we wait until we are an expert at this, we'll never begin. And so we're very different, I think, from a lot of MLMs, and certainly from salespeople, in that we're not selling anything. So you don't have to get trained and then sell it. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're sharing, like Rochelle was saying, we're simply sharing our journey. And so if you just think of it like climbing a set of stairs, you just are putting one foot in front of the other, and you are sharing your journey. And that's more authentic than any other approach that you could possibly be taking. And I think people appreciate that and see that as authentic and organic and incredible. And, you know, the longer you're climbing, the more you're going to learn, the more credibility you're going to build, the more belief you build. But it's a journey. It's not a destination. And so we don't want you to wait until you're an expert. We want you to start sharing now. You know, I say this all the time, but there are two things that people lay, you know, awake at night, worrying about, stressing over, praying about. One of them is finances, and one of them is health. And we have something that can help. And so what are we waiting for, right? What is there to wait for? And so Jules is going to talk a little bit about this call. We've done new ambassador boot camp style calls before, which is how to be an ambassador, what steps do I take, how do I post, when should I post, and that's not what this call is exactly. This call is
God, we came home.
after you have done that. Somebody's not muted it. I'm going to find them. Here we go. So assuming that you've watched New Ambassador Boot Camp and you are now ready to start your journey. So we're not going to really spend a lot of time on that, although Jules is going to do a nice recap and talk to you about where you can access that tool for duplication. Right, Jules?
Yep. Okay. So if you are, you know, just starting out, a very, very, very good website to go to is that the New Ambassador Bootcamp, and it's in the links to the invitation on our team page tonight. If you've not gone through that video, I highly recommend, you know, you going through it. I love going through it, and I've seen it 100 times. I learn something new each time I go through it. It's just a good refresher. And if you've been with Plexus for a while, go back, watch that video. She does an amazing job just going through the basics of our company. So that is where I would start. You know, Kelly said, don't wait to be an expert. A lot of people don't want to share right away, but that video will help you feel a little bit more comfortable with the company and where you can go with it and what it has to hold for you. Product knowledge, you know, I would definitely there are so many videos, and I'm going to show you a little bit in your back office where you can find some things, some tools to get you started to help you feel a little bit better and learning about the products. But later on, Kelly's going to show you, you know, go through step by step on what you should do. But I would like to show you, if I can, a little bit about what the difference between your front office and your back office, in case you weren't sure what that was. So I'm going to share my screen. Did it work?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so this is in my, I went to my Plexus account and went into my virtual office. And then when you go into, which I will back it up so you can see. Maybe. It's going to show me when I get into my virtual office what my PV is for that month. Thank you. If my subscription order is on, what my current PV is, and my ambassador points for that month. So what I want to show you is, I can't see it because I see our video thing. How do I move? Okay, so up in the right-hand corner, it says JS for me. I can't get to it because of the...
Can you move it, Jules?
Oh, bingo. Yep, there we go. It's JS, and you can go to my account. When you get into my account, for some reason my internet's slow tonight. This is magic right here, this bar. Okay, it shows you, you know, your profile, your address book, payments, orders, subscription, my site. This is where you go to see your front office. The front office is where what you're going to share with people that you want to that want to buy from you, or that you want to share the products with. And right here is my Plexus address. So I would copy that, and I can hit view site, and it's going to just go to you know, my front page of my website where I would send my customers. So this is how you get that. You can copy and paste that to be able to see exactly what your front office looks like. That's what we call our front office. The back office is where all this stuff is, where the dashboard was that I showed you. And let me go back for just a second. This is why this call is going to take so long, this internet. We just had huge storms go through, and I don't know if that's causing it to go slow or not. Okay, so here is, you know, for you to make sure that you want your PV to be at least 100 PV in this category for your current, so that you are commission qualified. And if you are commission qualified, then you are able to earn, obviously, money to work towards your products. So here is your points and rank. And let's say you just started off and maybe you have a couple of ambassadors that are working underneath you. So if you go under points and rank and click on that, it will show you your team, and it will show you your ambassadors, your level 1s, level 2s, etc. So since Rochelle's on the call, I'm sure she won't mind if I click on her. So Rochelle Maz is one of my level 1s. I'm going to click on Rochelle. And then if I go to view her team, it'll view Rochelle's team for me. I can see everything on how Rochelle's team is doing and any of her level 1s. And I can see, you know, if people are ordering, if they're having trouble, or if the order didn't go through, etc. So everything is right there in the back office that helps you keep everybody organized, and you can touch base and kind of see how everybody's doing. And then the last column shows you the new ambassadors that are on your team for that month. Okay, so let's say real quick that you have some people that you want to share Plexus with, and they're not ready to commit or anything, but you want to share a sample with them. So I want to show you real quick under, when you go back up to where you see your initials and go to my account. And Plexus just started this new sampling link. So if you click on sampling link, you have your own link that you can send to people that they can shop and get some samples with, and it gives you full instructions right here on, you know, what to do, the conversation, send them the link, and then you know, the products will come right to them. The noise is distracting. Then yeah, so that's, you can see here, you've got my name on there with samples, and then it's free shipping for them. It's super easy. It's not expensive for them to try your products. So that is where a very great tool that I would start, you know, using right away to send out sampling links to the people that you know. And you might be, Kelly, do you think there's anything else that I need to share back here? Because I'm going to hop out.
Yes, just really quickly, Jules, if you can highlight next to your, you can get out of your account, but right next to your JS, that little question mark, did you click on it?
No. I was backing.
Okay, well.
Oh, it's coming.
Okay. All right. So next to
right here, yes.
The question mark, that is our help center. And go ahead and click on it, Jules. If you have a question about a product, you can pretty much type any question in here that you could possibly have, like the ingredients in Slim, for example, and it will use the keywords and pull up. It's like a Google. It's like our very own Google, and say ingredients in Slim Jules. And honestly, very oftentimes, like in our own runners chat, I go here to answer your questions. And we don't mind doing that, but we just want you to realize that this resource is here. You can see your
Slim is up there. The microbiome.
There we go. So you can just kind of scroll through and see which of these are applicable, read through, and almost always you will be able to answer your question. It's just a really invaluable resource that we want to make you aware of.
Okay. All right. All right, how do everyone know?
Okay, and so while Jules is backing out of this, all right, there you go.
I'm like a tech expert tonight.
You are. Nicely done.
All right, so other than the front and back office then, and watching the new Ambassador Bootcamp, you need to, start posting on Facebook. And they, typically you need to post one personal post a day and one Plexus post a day. And many people do not want to start doing this because they don't want to sell to their friends. So making it an authentic post is sharing with your friends, is not selling to your friends. So, I always like to talk about cleaners that I like, toothpaste that I like and things like that. This is the same. If I found a lot of energy with Slim, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a picture of me with my Slim and I'm going to just share and say, I've got this product, don't know much about it, but, I love it and I would like to share it with you. And, your upline will help you. They're there to help you. So any post that you do and you tag them on it, and usually you don't even need to tag them, them on it because we're right there. But we're there to answer questions. And if someone asks you like, what is the ingredients in this? You don't have to feel like, oh gosh, I don't know, or you could say, I don't know, let me ask somebody else and, get somebody involved with it. So that's going towards Kelly's. You don't have to be an expert. So one personal post, one Plexus post. We don't, you don't want to bombard anybody. And, your friends are your friends on Facebook because they want to see about your life. So you need to make sure that you are continuing to do that. Sometimes you get wound up in the Plexus and you end up, having to make sure you're doing the personal part too. So, what else? I find that it's super, like on a day that I, have my hair and makeup on and things like that, I like to go and get tons of pictures that day, like with my products. I even do changing of outfits and do that because I don't always, do my hair. I don't always have makeup on. And I mean, that's fine too, to post that way. And I do that also. But it's those pictures are hard. It's a tough one for me. So to make your pictures authentic, if you're like that too, get a bunch done in one day, save those babies for, to post in the future. And that'll help your friends not feel like you're selling to them. When you use the graphics and things like that, it tends to look a little bit more salesy. So make sure that your pictures are authentic. Start reaching out to your friends and family first. You're starting, you don't know, who do I get? Who do I, I don't know a lot of people, who's going to help me. Go to your friends, go to your family. It was very easy for Kelly to say to me, Julie, do this with me. And I jumped right in. Rochelle was a little bit harder and a little bit more tough for me. She held out a little bit, might've told me no, but I stuck with it. And, they're going to want to support you. So, and also I think what's a key is manage your time. When you are starting off, all of this can be crazy overwhelming and there is a lot to learn. Even almost 3 years in, Plexus keeps coming out with, great products, new things. I'm constantly learning about what's going on. So give yourself a break, manage your time a little bit, and ask for help, because that is what your upline is there for. No one can do this on their own. We are a team. So I think that's it, Kelly, on my end.
All right. Well, perfect. So, but the assumption at this point is that your sponsor has tagged you in the new Ambassador Bootcamp. And if they have not, kindly ask them to. I think Julie said she put it in the, but this is something as a part of duplication as a team and why we have these calls. Guys, above us, we have 7 diamonds, I believe. We have the best team on Plexus. They have paved the way for us. They have given us the tools, the resources, how to do this. And so why we do these calls is to simply share what has worked, what has made us successful, so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, so that you don't have to go through trial and error. And so the new Ambassador Bootcamp that we use on this page, it's Julia Cartier. She's our first diamond. And my name is Kelly Foster, by the way. I didn't introduce myself. I'm an Emerald Ambassador on this team. And I've been doing this for, in November, it'll be 3 years. I'm a teacher in Walled Lake. And just like you heard Rochelle and Julie say, when I started taking these products, I started taking them because I am on a health journey. I have been on a health journey my entire adult life. And so for me, it was natural when, my upline reached out to me about Plexus. I did a little bit of research on the ingredients and on the supplements. And at that time, I was really struggling with some very serious joint pain. I've worked out pretty rigorously for 20 plus years, and my knees had gotten so bad that I was completely dependent on ibuprofen, probably 800 milligrams a day of ibuprofen. And I was struggling to get through my workout, but I knew that I needed to get through my workout because that was my mental health. For me, it was everything, and I was really worried about maintaining my mental health and my fitness without being able to work out. When my dad was 35 years old, he was actually in a scooter, really, really, really debilitating arthritis. And so I just kind of was assuming that was happening to me, and I was just waiting for the shoe to fall. So when I started taking Plexus, again, because I just was on a health journey and this is going to be good for me and I'm going to do the right thing by my body. Probably 3 weeks into taking the supplements, I sat up in bed and said to my husband, and this is a true story verbatim, "Oh my gosh, babe, I don't think that I've gotten out of bed for ibuprofen in like 2 weeks." I'm not exactly sure about the timing, but within that first, second month, because I knew what I was doing to my liver and kidneys with the NSAIDs. I knew that it wasn't good for me, but I really could not fall asleep without taking it. So I would try to go to bed at night, and then ultimately I'd get up and take it so that I could fall asleep. And then I took it on my way from school to the gym so that I could get through my workout. It was bad. And so, when I realized that I was not taking them, I really started paying attention. It was shortly after that I was at the gym and I was running on the treadmill, and tears were just pouring down my cheeks because I was running pain-free, and I had not had that experience in probably 3 years. It was life-changing for no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have suffered my whole life from debilitating allergies, terrible, like I've been in the room several times, and anaphylactic, like in distress. And I've taken shots my whole life, every over-the-counter, everything. And since taking Plexus, I have not had allergy medication, and that's spring and fall. So there's not a person on the planet who can tell me that these supplements do not work. My belief is completely unshakable. As a science teacher, I've done the research. I've experienced it in my own health. And so I started getting results, and I was like, well, why is that happening to me? So that kind of fed my research, my need to know why. So for me, it happened completely organically as well. I just couldn't not share when this was happening to me, when I was learning about gut health and blood sugar regulation. And so here we are, voila, building this amazing team, and the friendships, the financial blessings have been the icing on the cake. And so that was just a little backstory. I just want to move forward at this point. I hope that you will watch that new Ambassador Bootcamp. That's what I did. My upline tagged me in it. I went home on a Saturday with a piece of paper and a pen. I watched it, and it really gives you a context for how to work this one foot in front of the other and how to do that. And so if you haven't watched it, it's Julie. It really does take this business, which maybe without that first resource feels overwhelming, and kind of puts it into context for you. For the next 15 minutes, just the rest of this call, and I'm going to try to keep it brief, we want to give you the tools and the resources and the duplication for getting your new ambassador a result. So we talk a lot about Bob Heilig. He is phenomenal. We saw him speak at convention, and he is just a legit human being. He's smart, and he says that you have not successfully recruited a new ambassador until you've gotten them a result, and I believe that with my whole heart. And so the duplication that we share on this team is duplication in order to help you get your ambassador a result. We're not just here to get your, sign an ambassador and you get your $25 business building bonus and you're like, okay, that's it. No, we want to get them a result, right? So that they're feeling better, so that they're no longer dependent on ibuprofen, so that they're not having migraines anymore, so that they can be financially more stable, or whatever the case may be. And so if you have not accessed, Jules, can you share your screen and show us how to find that? The simple system, again, this is duplication. I did not invent it. We are just taking what works and sharing it with our team. And so if you go to the Power Team page, if you click on the very top where it says Files, the very first file that you're going to see there is called the Simple System. And so very recently I've had a handful of people say, okay, so-and-so just signed their first ambassador. What do I do next? And this is what you do next. And so as a part of duplication, when you sign your first ambassador, hopefully your sponsor shared this with you, and you are going to then share it with them. And Jules is just going to show you how to find it. And then I'm just going to talk about each of the steps on there. So let's see, files, Jules, over on the left, all over on the left under discussion. Files. There we go. And so if you scroll up to the top one, there it is, Simple System. And you can I just want you to click on it so that they can see what it looks like. And then you can get back out of it. But this is it's just a Google Doc, that we wanted to put all of these resources or all these things that we should be doing and put them in one location so that everybody has access to them, and that we are duplicating in order to, like I said, get your new ambassador a result. Okay, so the very first, and you can go ahead and get out of there, Jules. And if you're taking a couple notes, that's cool, but you'll be able to go back to that at any time. The very first part on there says while you still have them on the phone, and that is because we like to encourage, and we don't all do this, I will tell you that I enroll every single person that I can over the phone. And the reason I do that is because we have some common objections. One of them is people are leery of giving their social security number. And so if you are walking them through this enrollment process on the phone, they're going to hear the calm in your voice, they're going to hear the confidence in your voice, and they're much less likely to panic and fail. And I'm telling you that I've had this happen to me a million times in the past, where I've sent people the steps, here's how you enroll, here's the link for enrolling, and then I go, good luck, and I pray that everything goes off without a hitch. And it's a nightmare because they either bail or they skipped their subscription order, so on and so forth. So by me enrolling them over the phone, when they are opposed to having to put their social security number in there, I can explain it to them. You get paid back on your own products. You're going to actually get money back. It's like a Discover card that pays you back. So any credit card that you are getting points back or money back, they have to have your social security number to pay you, and that's what this is. And then they go, oh, and they feel a lot better. They feel more comfortable with that. Another objection that we have is subscription orders. And guys, here's the thing with subscription orders. This is supplementation. It's health and healing on a cellular level, and our cells repair and replenish anywhere from a couple of days to many years. And so you cannot take supplements for 1 month and expect to get a result. Period. You can't. And so the reason why we have a subscription is because we are trying to get our friends or family a result. And so in my conversation with my new ambassador, I am going to have explained to them that this takes time and consistency and a commitment to time and consistency. So when we get to that page in the enrollment process where it's building their subscription, I'm going to say to them, okay, so remember how I talked to you about consistency? This is the point where it's building a subscription order for you based on your welcome pack. Remember, you have to take these products every day. If you're going to have a result, you have to be committed. And so this is going to ensure that you don't run out of product, that you don't have to remember to reorder your product. And once we're done enrolling, I'm going to show you how easy it is to log back in. You can change, you can edit, you can delete, you have total control over your subscription order. So I'll show you how easy it is to do once we've gone through the enrollment process. And that makes them feel much more comfortable. It takes the panic out of it. They're not going to bail on you. You have to use the language that this is a commitment to time. If they don't want to be committed to time and consistency, then have them purchase as a customer, truly. And when you have that conversation with them and they understand that they do have to take the products for more than a month, then they'll appreciate that the subscription order is in place for them to help them get that result. So the very first item on the simple system says, while you still have them on the phone. So I've enrolled this person and I still have them on the phone. And you guys, somebody asked me the other day, what are you guys doing so well? What is working on your team? And I thought about that. I spent time thinking about it. I think this is one of the things that we do well, is we are not sitting around waiting for people to share these products. We're asking people to share these products. We are reminding people about the opportunity when you share these products. And in our duplication, while you have them on the phone, they gave you their money. They trusted you. They are taking a step forward in faith because they have hope, because they're excited that they're going to get a result too. They believe that this could possibly change their lives too. And so while you have them on the phone, while they're still, you're going to ask them to share. And in that simple system, we actually give you the verbiage for that. We're not asking them to start a Plexus business. That's not what this is. But if you read the verbiage right in that script, it sounds like, okay, Mary, so here's what I want you to think about. There are so many people that are lying in bed, worrying, praying, stressing over, better finances and better health. And would you be willing to share a pink drink selfie and tag me in it? I'll even give you the verbiage. I'll give you the sentences. Would you be just willing to share your journey and tag me in it? And here's the thing, guys. They're either going to tell you yes or they're going to tell you no, right? But you're not asking them at that moment. You're not asking them to start a Plexus. You're just asking them to do something selfless. You're asking them to do something so that other people are aware that this is out there. And they're going to tell you yes or they're going to tell you no. But you're no worse off if they tell you no than you were before you had asked them. And so what happens is you, more often than not, when people do say no, I'm not ready, they start thinking about it. You're planting a seed. You're giving them pause. And so if they say yes, it's great. The verbiage is in there. I've had many friends who have said yes to me. The next day, they make their pink drink. They take a picture of themselves. I give them the verbiage. My friend Kelli has had great results with her joint pain, with her energy. I can't wait to see how this helps me. I can't wait to see where I go, where this journey takes me. That's it. It's not threatening. They're not selling anything. And then here's what happens. People have FOMO. They have it. It's a real thing. When your new ambassador posts that pink drink selfie, they're going to say, what is that? What are you drinking? What's in that pink drink? And so we don't want them to feel worried about that either, because the verbiage, again, it's in the simple system. You're going to do all of the heavy lifting for them. When their friends inquire, and they will, all they have to say is, I'm going to private message you. Let me private message you. And so in a private message, they're going to respond to that person. They're going to add you, their upline, because remember, we're going to do all the heavy lifting. And this is going to serve two purposes. It's going to make sure that the person who's inquiring gets their question answered. And it's also going to help Mary learn by virtue of being a part of this discussion, how we answer these questions, what is in the pink drink. And so it's a really, really useful tool for getting people to share, to spread the word, to reach out to their family without feeling that they're starting a business, feeling like they're selling something. And so that's really important duplication. And if you wait, if you don't do it right then when they're excited and when they're hopeful, you're more likely to lose that opportunity, because now battle, die off, detox and die off. And they're not going to feel like sharing when they're feeling crappy. Okay. All right. So moving forward, that was the biggest part of the simple system. Okay. But it's important, and I don't want you to skip it, because again, we're not forcing anybody to do anything. We're not begging. We're asking, and they can say yes or they can say no. Okay. But if we don't ask, they're not going to do it on their own.
And Kelli, do you remember, I'm not sure who said it, but I always think of this as I'm reaching out to people. It's like I'm a waitress and I'm offering coffee. Do you want coffee? No? Okay, then I'll ask you later if you would like coffee. You know, they just don't want it right now. And I constantly have to think about that so that I, don't feel like, take it personally or anything like that, because it's not personal. So.
Yeah, you have to take the emotion out of it. You're a waitress. You're offering coffee. And when a waitress walks around the table, she says, do you want coffee? She's not in the corner crying or feeling bad because coffee.
Say no.
Right? It's just yes or no. Okay. And you move on. And that's what we're doing. We're offering coffee. We're just offering. Okay. In the simple system. All right. So this is very important. Again, remember, we're not successfully recruited an ambassador until we've gotten them a result. And so your new ambassador who just signed somebody up and does not know what they're supposed to be doing next, they need to have this simple system in their hands, because follow-up is huge for getting them a result. It's everything. And so in the first month, you are following up 4 times, once a week. In the simple system, you're going to see what questions you should be asking. How's your poo? You have to ask that, because they don't know that you really want to know that. Okay, but you have to ask that question. Are you falling into a routine with your products? Are you getting all of your water in? What stage are you on? This is a hard road. Like, endotoxins are no joke. They're a real thing. And people who are blazing through a schedule, people who are abandoned, if you're not following up with them, they're going to quit. And so you haven't gotten them a result. And so after you enroll your ambassador, your work is not done. In fact, Bob Heilig says, treat your new ambassadors like your prospects. Like, they deserve all of the attention. They need all of that attention to get them through die-off and detox and get them that result and keep them moving and not You know, you have to breathe belief into them. You've got this. You're a machine. I know you can do this. I'm so proud of you. You're their cheerleader. You can't abandon them. Okay, so here's another one that's really important for duplication. Remember that we're trying to get them a result. So you can add your brand new ambassador and your upline in a three-way chat. Okay, so we do that in Messenger. And the reason why we do that is because we are big advocates of third-party validation. It's huge. When you add in your upline in a three-way chat, it's no longer, they don't just have to take your word for it. It's another person who can help them understand that die-off and detox is normal. It's another person that they have just access to for questions, to get their questions answered, just for to just feel like they are a part of something that's bigger than them, that they're going to be okay, that this is normal. And so three-way chats cannot be underestimated. I still use them. My upline is Lisa. I use them with my new ambassadors. All right, so next on the simple system, this is probably not going to be a surprise to you, is adding them to the team page. Okay, so we don't want you to add them to every team page because that is overwhelming, but you should add them to at least your closest team page. As a new ambassador, this is information that they have a right to. They are privy to. And so by not adding them, I think kind of the misconception is that you're protecting your new ambassador by not adding them to the team page. And you're like, okay, well, I'll take care of them. I'm going to take care of them. I don't want to overwhelm them. Truly, by not adding them to this community, you're actually depriving them of being plugged into something much bigger than them. It's another access point to third-party validation, and it's not just another person. It's a whole community of like-minded people and cheerleaders, and they're going to feel like they are a part of something that is bigger than just them. And you know, we're not, again, we don't force or make anybody do anything. They can leave. But the language that I use, and I know some of you who are on this call have heard me say it a million times, when I sign a new ambassador is, I'm so excited for you. Okay, so I'm going to add you to our team page. It's a private Facebook group. It is full of like-minded men and women who are on the same journey. We are going to cheer for you, and it's just a great resource, access to information and education. So make sure you look in your notifications for the invite and they say, thank you. I've never had anybody say, no, don't give me that. So certainly if somebody does say, I don't want to be a part of the group, then don't add them. But when you shape it that way, and that it's non-threatening and it's just access to information. I mean, who doesn't want more access to information? Sometimes we have people who don't have Facebook, and if they don't have Facebook, they don't have Facebook. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay, I'm moving forward on the simple system. Okay, who do you know? This is another just seed planter, okay? And if you're who maybe is more seasoned and you're listening, this is duplication from Brooke Hemingway and Emily Gibson. And as you may or may not know, Brooke Hemingway is a double diamond ambassador. She went diamond not once, but twice in the time I have gone emerald. She knows what she's doing. And Emily Gibson, who signed underneath Brooke Hemingway, has also gone diamond. Brooke Hemingway's husband, who is an emergency room physician, is Sapphire. They have systems in place and they are sharing it. And this is just great duplication from a very, very, very successful team. And so in addition to asking them to share on Facebook while they're excited, you're going to ask them, who do you know? Who do you know that could benefit from fewer migraines, more energy, who's looking for weight loss? Who do you know who is struggling to make ends meet? And then you go crickets on them. People get very, very uncomfortable with awkward silence, but what's going to happen is they're going to start thinking. And so you ask them, and you know, they may or may not at that point pick up the phone and call their Aunt Betty who's been trying to lose weight for, 20 years, but they're thinking about Aunt Betty. And so it's just another measure of planting seeds and helping them to think that, we share coffee recipes, we share recipes. Why are we not sharing life-changing supplementation? People are praying for what we have. Okay, so that's in the simple system. Okay, there's 2 more. You guys are being so patient. Okay, this is huge. You have to send them the schedule of when to take their products. So this is kind of like a 2-edged sword because some people feel like this schedule is oppressive and they're like, oh gosh, I can't keep that schedule, and so they give up. And some people without a schedule don't know how to start taking their products. So that's why you're sending them a schedule and you're having a conversation that sounds like this. Get the products in your body. In your body is better than in the bottle. This schedule is just a guideline. There are thousands of them, but we want to help you get started. And in the beginning, because we have antifungals and we have digestive enzymes in our probiotic, you're going to be going through detox. You're going to be going through die-off. Endotoxins are very real and they can make you quite uncomfortable. And so we want you to start slowly so that we can keep you as comfortable as possible through this period of transition. If you ever see a 30-day or an 8-day, God forbid, detox and cleanse, run as fast as you can because those are dangerous. That is dangerous. And so we are trying to get you through this period of transition safely and as comfortable as possible. That's why we give you a schedule that's got a slow start. And that you're doing that follow-up, you're going to make sure that they're not on day 4 on step 6. That's yikes. And when we talk about people who are pooping their pants in the front of their classroom, that's them. I mean, it's happened. Okay. Now, name any names, Julie. Okay. All right, I'm almost done. Okay, schedule die-off. And can I just say this really quickly about die-off too? Before you enroll your ambassador, this is language that you have to have. Very candid and very frank language that our probiotic has antifungals and digestive enzymes in it to break down chitin, which is the tough exoskeleton of Candida. And it's not likely, in fact, I would lay huge money that they've never taken a product like that before. And so they're going to actually feel their supplements working, and it might feel like crap, but that's how you know your products are working. So when I'm doing my follow-up schedule and my friend says, I feel like death, I'm like, yay, your products are working. Told you, right? If you don't have that conversation with them, when they start feeling like crap, they're like, this stuff sucks. I'm out of here. You have to tell them. They cannot be surprised or you will lose them.
They'll run for the hills.
They will run for the hills. All right, I think there's one more. We are perfect timing. So you're doing all the things on the Power Team page. You've added them. There is a wonderful post that we like to tag our brand new ambassadors in, and it's the 7 habits of successful Plexus users. And it's just, you want to tag them in it so that they have access to that. They can save it, put it in their notes. Just a reminder to them that they have to be consistent. It's a reminder to them that they have to drink their water. And so we just want to, again, it's our goal to get them a result. So that's another resource, a tool to help them to get a result. That's it. That's all the things. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay.
Simple system.
You have your new Ambassador Bootcamp. You're going to watch that if you haven't already. And then you are going to just access that simple system. And God forbid you don't have a close connection with your upline or your sponsor. You have all of us. We are here to help you. We are here to answer your questions. Plug into this team. Come to our events. Come to our Zoom calls. We are as down to earth and real and hopeful for you as we could possibly be. And we just want to support you and encourage you and cheer for you. And we've got a good thing going here. We are a family and we are a team, and we praise one another's successes, and we help one another through the valleys. And we're here for you as well, and we want you to plug in. Okay. Anything to add, Rochelle or Jules?
No, I think you covered everything.
I think you did. Thank you, ladies. That was wonderful. I have lots of notes.
All right.
I'm going to look in the chat really quick and see if there's questions. There's a few.
The chat blew up on the Ambassador Boot Camp video. That was
all right. Well, that's okay. That's why we had this call. It was time to just kind of come back to ground zero. New Ambassador Boot Camp. There's 2 on our page that I love. Julia Carty, like I said, she's our first diamond. And then there's also one by Shayna Moten, who is on our diamond team. But it's just ground zero for, what do I do with this? How do I get this rolling? And this call is kind of like, okay, once I have it rolling. So we're assuming that you've watched that. So if you haven't, go back and watch it, and Jules put it in the right location for you. So.
Yay.
Power team out. I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. If I can find the stop button. Yes.